Okay, welcome to another episode of Pal Soccer. That's me in the blue shoes tie. Holy guacamole. Yeah, there's going to be 4 red cards you're going to see at the end of the game for some craziness. Stay tuned. First, we got to take you to the Kelvin Norman Invitational Showcase. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, my daughter Mirabelle is on her new squad. It's kind of like an all-star squad, and we saw a lot of awesome all-star highlights. The first one started off with a bang off the crossbar. That's her little buddy Michaela, who's a really sweet kid and a very talented player. She's got a great family too. We're really excited to spend a lot of time with them on the sideline, and I'm not used to actually spending a whole lot of time on the sideline. Great finish there from Zoe. That girl is a very, very good striker, by the way. I'm not used to spending a lot of time on the sideline, but one thing I am going to do is embrace the moment because it is actually a lot of fun. A lot of these people, I'd seen around, I've been around them. I've even coached against some of them. And this is Sophia with a great touch. That Sophia girl, you're going to see a lot of highlights from her. She actually came from a Rapids rival team against Mirabelle. I coached against her and we had to double team her. Here's Mirabelle getting just knocked over. No penalty? Are you sure about that one, Mr. Referee? She just gets tossed. Mirabelle's actually the youngest player in this entire group. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch her play because she is a fierce little competitor and she's got a lot of pace and she puts her body in the right place. Here she actually does win the penalty this time. And her teammate Kate, this little lady is one of the best players in the state, just buries it with her right foot. Yeah, Kate's a stud. So we end up winning this one 3-1. That's their first little combination, going together as a group against the FC Dallas team. And look what we found in between games. Look at that little cute little buddy with his glasses, his goggles. Okay, so later on in the day, this is noon, we get to play against the 2014 FC Dallas team. Mirabelle was born in 2017, so to keep things in reference, that means that she is basically a freshman playing against all these seniors, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we got a lot of sophomores on our team too, and a couple other freshmen as well. Our first good opportunity is going to come off a corner kick. There's that girl Sophia. She's going to whip a ball in, and then it's going to be Kate the Great. Just get a little toe poke in there. Great work there, Katie. And then it was the one-way traffic, basically. Second half, here we go. This is Michaela again, almost getting bumped off the ball. And look at her slotting in. Michaela is going to get a lot of goals, too. She is an excellent passer, has fantastic vision, super sweet kid, too. So more highlights to come from her a little bit later. Now Mirabelle trying to make her mark on the match. She got herself into space and she's got herself a missed opportunity. Mirabelle, come on, dude. Trying to make highlights of you. Okay, this girl G is unbelievable. G says, Mirabelle, let me just show you how it's done. You just dribble past everyone and just put it in gently. Yeah, that girl is also unbelievable. And one thing that we're going to do this summer is we're going to make sure that we definitely put in work. There's a lot of camps. There's a lot of different things. There's Mirabelle getting a shot off the post. We'll take it. She's excited about that. There's a lot of opportunities to improve yourself during the off season. It's super important that if you're trying to play at the highest level, you really can't take breaks. Give me a break on this one. Are you serious? What a finish. Nice dribbling there again from that G girl. We end up winning 5-1 against that FC Dallas High Plains 14 Girls Canyon team. So we actually got to rematch them too, which was really cool because we knew that we could beat them. Here's Kaya with a great try-ya. Oh, that girl can fly-ya. She is really, really fast. She's an exciting player to watch. We're going to see a lot of really good moments from her. There's Zoe getting on the end of another good cross. And then Zoe's going to get you one more goal. So, yeah, so some of the camps, one of my favorite camps is the Rapids residential camp that we'll be doing in July. Actually, our whole family will be a part of that one. That's a great finish, by the way, which is just such a fun time. Then I'll actually be participating in the CU residential camp. It's my first time with them. My really good friend Jason Green. Here's Mirabelle. Good little goal there. My friend Jason Green got me on the coaching staff, so I'm really thrilled about that. It's going to have like over 650 kids. Danny Sanchez, the head coach, used to be my coach when I was a club player many years ago. He's awesome. Okay, this is Millie's game, by the way, on Sunday. And you're going to see a little bit of controversy here, so I'm going to try to break this down. Look at this 50-50 header that, the referee actually calls a foul for white, but I'm going to explain to you why he got this wrong. The white player is actually going to not even pay attention to anyone behind her. She's just going to make a kind of a forward reverse jumping header that has no regard for what a defender is doing. Millie had position and was coming straight on. Millie actually got a really bad black eye from that, so that's a tough one. I think what the referee could have done is just check for injuries, stop the game, and made sure everybody's okay, do a drop ball. He ended up giving a foul for white, but whatever, that's a tough one. Millie's a tough one. She got back in the game about 12 minutes later after seeing some stars, which she didn't tell me. We did concussion protocol, but she's a beast. Yeah, she's not going to tell me if she's got a concussion. I couldn't tell either. She knew her birthday. She knew what month it was. She knew that it was 0-0 because that was 3 minutes into the game. But this is playoffs, and it was almost a goal. Nice shot there from Tourney. You got to put your body on the line when it's playoffs. Here's our goalkeeper Sam getting smoked there after making the save. Could have been a foul. Referee didn't call it. You got to put your body on the line for the playoffs. And here's Heidi putting the other girl's body on the line. That's actually our former teammate, Elise Boynard. That tackle was nothing personal, by the way. Heidi would have crushed anyone in that position. Oh, we were a little stifled on opportunities this game, too. We were missing a lot of key, quality attacking players. We had a lot of midfielders. And they ended up actually getting the lone goal against us probably in about the 70th minute. Good little build-up. You got to give them credit. This Harpos team, they've worked hard all season. So King George, he ends up getting the victory on us. Almost scored. We had two really good opportunities late to tie it. That's Tourney again. She gave us the best opportunities we had in the match. So we ended up actually, here's another really good one in about the 82nd minute. I was going to get the cross, and then Kylie just fizzled it wide. So congrats to Harpos on going through. They're going to play against Timbers. Two big rivals. All right, let's get to your finals. There's Mirabelle getting tossed over. I almost forgot to tell you, one other camp that I love late in July is called The Technical Touch by my buddy Jeff Carroll. And how's that for a good technical touch? Mirabelle with her left foot. She's going to play it through, and Zoe again. This game, Zoe bags 2 goals. This one's an impressive one. Off the far post finishing, which reminds me of one of my favorite days about the technical touch is the finishing day. Jeffrey Carroll does a really good job breaking the camp down into 4 different days. That's another good finish right there from Zoe. Yeah, so one of the days it's so much fun. The girls finished this, by the way, like champions, because they are champions. Congrats to the girls on winning the Kelvin Norman Invitational. But anyway, yeah, finishing Fridays is typically my favorite day of that camp, which is awesome. So, yeah, kudos to the girls, kudos to Coach Britt on getting her first piece of hardware. Okay, now to the match you've all been waiting for. We should put some dramatic music on for this one. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm on the white team. We're called Harpos OG Hogs. That's what we go by. This is Sam Hamilton, former professional. I recruited him 15 years ago to be on my team. He played at Denver University as a pioneer, got drafted by the Colorado Rapids, and then just dunked home an awesome header. It was super hot on this Sunday, by the way. I actually brought my sprayer. This is the most refreshing tool that you can have. So I sprayed most of the dudes off, just cooling them off a tiny little bit. My role is always try to be the best teammate possible. Everybody should do that. I mean, if your team is enjoying themselves and they're enjoying the environment, then you're going to have a lot of fun. So actually, this is kind of strange, though. So after the water break, he gave them a free kick. Just started with possession, which should have been a drop ball that we could contest. And that's how they ended up actually tying the score against us, sliding it through past our fantastic Italian keeper, Matteo, who's been a great addition to our squad. And then check this out. Elias Taubo just about roofed the keeper there. Elias is from Norway. I bet he'll be cheering for Norway in the World Cup, which is also crazy. World Cup starting up. We got some fun videos coming out for that. Some challenges you guys are going to love. That's a great challenge from Matteo there, getting that outstretched right hand. And then here I am making my mark with a fake throw. You know, it's tough. I'm going to be honest that now I'm 41. It's harder for me to make highlights. That's what my highlights got to be, is fake throws and yellow cards. This is actually the first yellow card of the game, which, I mean, I was like, dude, are you serious? This is my first foul. I literally just subbed in. Their guy was running his mouth. He's like, come on, man, that's too many. I'm like, dude, I just got in the game. What are you talking about? Yeah, so he got a yellow card for running his mouth, and then the referee, I think he felt like just to keep the temperature, had to give me one, so that sucked. Yeah, and it makes things challenging because now any challenge. Okay, actually, this is what's really funny too. So this referee is being assessed in this match. The AR accidentally lifted his flag up for what would have been offside had that player been offside, but he wasn't because it's a goal kick. You can never be offside on a goal kick. So they have a conversation for like 5 minutes. I'm certain that center referee is completely nervous because he's like, crap. What should we do? Should we do drop out? What the referee should have done is he should have just not blown his whistle, and he should have just yelled, play on, play on. Just because the AR lifts their flag or says something during a match or whatever, you're the head referee. You don't have to listen to the AR, okay? If the AR waves their flag but you don't think there was a foul, then don't blow your whistle. Yeah, you say play on, play on, play on. You deal with the AR later. AR stands for assistant referee. I had to deal with an assistant referee once, like some 18-year-old kid. Great save there from Mateo. 18-year-old kid that he tried telling me that there wasn't a penalty when I called one. I'm like, I don't give a crap what you say, dude. You're the freaking AR. Like, stay in your lane, son. Like, he was talking like he was the boss. We should have scored this one. The AR actually might have got this one wrong. You can see that he called it out of bounds, but freeze frame, that's not all the way across the line. That would have gave us the lead. A good finish from Dan Campbell. He'll get another opportunity here. Just a few minutes later, this is Dan Campbell controlling the ball. He's going to win a corner kick for us and then has an absolute wonder strike that you're going to love that none of us saw coming at all. Who could see this one coming? My buddy Kyle Wolfie's going to float this one in to the far side, and Dan Campbell backpedaling away. He's going to strike it with his right foot and just absolutely bury it in the back of the net. Yeah, we were thrilled. I couldn't believe it. What a goal. And we were able to limit their opportunities to get the 2-1 victory. And this is when things pop off. All right, so this is the end of the game. You can see that the red guy and our white guy. I'm not gonna say Ross's name to protect his anonymity. We'll call him Mr. Clean because he's bald and stuff. But yeah, things get a little spicy and dicey here. So this is where we end up having 4 red cards, I think, against the red team. And 1 against us for violent conduct. When you have violent conduct, it's generally a big suspension. There's our coach running on the field. And then we're going to slow it down and check this guy out in the red. Yeah, I hate this right there. He's just going to forearm blast my buddy Jax, who's the nicest guy, too. Not fair. And then their goalkeeper, I'm actually running out to get my buddies back. I'm going to use a technique that I call the protective shuffle. So as you could see there, I had both hands up. Palms close together. Important you keep your thumb in when you do a protective shuffle, because if somebody hits your thumb, you don't want to break it, you know. This guy in the red tried to break my buddy Joey's face here. Out of nowhere, the guy in the red actually came from the bench area, and then he's going to swing, and Joey says, no, you don't. Can you believe that? You just saw a dude trying to sock my buddy Joey in the face? Absolutely crazy. So we saw multiple players get involved in some very physical shoving. We saw a player who got his hands up, was ready to, I think they call it throw hands, the goalkeeper, yeah, at me. And then you also saw a player forearm blast one of our guys in the back of the head, and you saw a dude with a swing and a miss there. So yeah, what's your opinion here on some of the sanctions? What do you think should happen to some of these players? Here's where I finally had enough, and I'm like, you know what, fine, I'm gonna take my shirt off too. Yeah, like my buddy Jack over here. Look at Jack, how jacked he is, dude. If you want to know what kind of workouts he does, I think, I couldn't even guess, dude. He's got to do heavy lifting. He's got to eat a lot of meat for sure. So yeah, we ended up winning that game 2-1. We were excited for the team picture, and look how jacked most of our team is right there. So yeah, we've got a lot of really tough, rough, buff dudes. Tough ending for that referee there. Make sure you comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. God bless all of you. Woohoo! Yeah, buddy.